Dak Prescott wants to be paid $40 million a year, and he will get it, but not from the Dallas Cowboys. Dak is 3 weeks away from being a free agent, and I'm sure Dak will not be the first quarterback to get a deal after being franchise tagged. The only way the Dallas Cowboys will keep Dak is to franchise tag him. And if he is tagged, then all that will do is postpone Dak leaving the Cowboys for one season. So why are the Cowboys not willing to pay Dak? And why does Dak want so much money? And why does Dak want to leave the Cowboys? I'll explain all of that, starting with why Dak wants so much. Dak obviously wants a 4-year, $160 million contract, $40 million a year. He wants to be paid like Deshaun Watson, even though he's not quite worth that. And the biggest reason Dak feels like he deserves this much money is because Dak is a 6th-round draft pick, so for the first 4 years of his contract, he got paid hardly anything in NFL standards. And so he feels like he gave the Cowboys a pay cut, and obviously he thinks he's a top quarterback. He wants to be paid like one. Even if he doesn't deserve $40 million, he still deserves close. And that moves right into why the Cowboys do not want to pay Dak. And by the Cowboys, I mean Jerry Jones, who's the Cowboys' owner and general manager, and is known for overpaying players. He's overpaid Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, and DeMarcus Lawrence. Basically every star on the Dallas Cowboys, he's overpaid. So why, when it comes to Dak Prescott, has he not paid him? Well, there are two main reasons. And the first is a problem that started back in the beginning of the 2019 season when Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott agreed on a deal worth $35 million a year. But when Dak was rated the best quarterback in the league in the first 3 games, Dak bumped up the price to $40 million a year, which frustrated Jerry Jones and made it seem like he was double-crossed, and both sides haven't seen eye to eye since. The second reason, as sad as it is, has to be Dak Prescott's injury. And anytime there's a player coming off a season-ending injury, especially when it's also career-threatening, you might not want to pay that player $40 million a year, when you do not even know if he can play like he did before the injury. So I understand Jerry Jones and the Cowboys being very hesitant to just dish out cash to a player coming off a huge injury like that. So both sides are very frustrated. If you go from Dak Prescott's angle, he feels like he's already given the team a pay cut because in his first 4 years, like I said, he's a 6th-round draft pick, he didn't make hardly any money. But if you go from Jerry Jones, he thinks it's a privilege to be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, and he feels double-crossed because he bumped up the price from 35 to 40 when they already had a deal done. And another thing for Dak is he's watched every single Dallas Cowboys star get paid and overpaid. Ezekiel Elliott, DeMarcus Lawrence, Amari Cooper, and all of the offensive linemen. And Dak is looking around saying, why is it not my turn? And he's really not worth $40 million a year. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they shouldn't pay him because they should. If you're a franchise quarterback, you basically have to pay whatever it takes to get a franchise quarterback on your team. But I think Dak is worth more of a 35 to 30 range. And all of these things to go along with the fact that no quarterback has ever been on the same team long term. After being franchise tagged, Drew Brees left the Chargers, Kirk Cousins left the Washington football team right after being franchise tagged. So I think it is going to be pretty safe to say that Dak will not be a Cowboy much longer, whether he becomes a free agent on March 17th, next month, or next year on March 17th. Either way, he will not be a Cowboy for much longer. So who can realistically sign Dak on a deal that he wants, which again is a 4-year, $160 million deal? The Broncos make sense for Dak, as do the 49ers. I just don't know if the 49ers are willing to switch quarterbacks from Jimmy Garoppolo yet. Basically, every team that has the cap will be interested in Prescott. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about Dak Prescott's situation. I hope I explained it well for you, and if you did indeed enjoy, hitting the like is a huge help. Now is always a great time to subscribe for weekly NFL content. But other than that, I will catch you guys in the next upload. Until next time.